to do in life is to experience that fullness within us, to experience that deep-rooted happiness, that feeling of contentness with us. We all want to experience that. And in effort to achieve that, we gain academic knowledge, we read books, we read newspapers, and then to experience that knowledge we go from place to place, visit different states, countries. But one place that we fail to go is go within. Why is it? Does anyone think of going within? Do you think of going within sometimes? I know we plan vacations. When we think of going to Hawaii, what attracts us is the beautiful nature in Hawaii attracts us, and we go visit Hawaii. And then we take a vacation at Colorado, and the mountains and the sun shining through the mountains and whitewater rafting attracts us, and we go visit there. But do we ever think of going within? When was the last time we thought of talking to ourselves and saying, let's go within? Why is it? Because we don't know, we're not aware that one can go within. And what's within? What is inside us that can bring us the same joy as the nature in Hawaii or mountains of Colorado? What's within that attracts us? And that's where our Rishi Munis and yogis, they have stated in yogic scriptures that God has placed hidden treasures secretly within every human being. Within us is the irresistible joy. Within us is the abundance of peace. Within us is the infinite healing power. We all have that. And once we become aware and we learn to go within, that's when we experience that fullness. That's when we experience that non-ending infinity peace. That's when we achieve physical and mental health. So no matter how many degrees, positions, titles we can attain, but till we learn to mastery over our inner body, our inner self, we've not achieved anything. It is very important to know and understand our existence. What's in me? The inner structure of my body. What powers I contain. It's very important to know our own self. Because if we don't know our own self, how can we know others? And if we don't know ourselves and we can't know others, then how can we establish relationships? Very simple. So, Divine has created a very beautiful state-of-the-art system in human body. He has put nervous system here, and within that nervous system, through our brain, we think logically. And then He's placed our heart system here, and through our heart, we feel love, emotions, caring, feelings, passion. So, what happens is, sometimes we only think from our brain and we are only logic. So logic without the feeling of love can be very dry. And then sometimes we only think from our heart. And thinking only from emotions without the intellectual knowledge can take us deep down in it. So then, what else God has done? The divine powers has placed nostrils between head and heart. And through these nostrils, through the power of breath, when we inhale through these nostrils and exhale, what do? We harmonize our mind and our heart, body and breath. So there is beautiful balance that is achieved between mind, body, breath, brain and heart. And we become very balanced. That's when we think logic, but there is loving, caring, emotion is also attached. And we always make the right decision. No matter how much successful we become, but till such time we learn the art of balancing the inner systems, till such time we learn the art of knowing what contains within me, we cannot sustain that success for a very long time. You know, success comes and goes, and so does happiness, comes and goes, and so does love and sadness, come and goes. That's why. So why is it that so many of us don't think of going within? Because you know what? Let me tell you, going out is hard. Going out is very hard. When we go out in the world, what do? We are up against a lot of challenges. We deal with all sorts of personalities. That comes as an obstruction between me and my goals. Then situations happen, events happen, so many challenges as we are going out. So what do? We put this much effort and we achieve so little. And that also we can't sustain for very long, because one day we are happy and the next day we are down. And then we are happy and then we are down. We can't sustain it. But you know, going in is very easy. We don't need any props. When we go out, we need a car. When we go in, we don't need any props. All we need is awareness that I can go in with my power of breath. When I close my eyes and I take a deep breath, I go within. It doesn't cost me anything. I just have to put little time aside. So going in is easy. There is no obstruction. The pathway is very clear. All I need is to be aware. And when I learn the right technique to visit inside and to learn what I am born with and connect with those powers, I experience that bliss. It's that simple. Let me tell you one thing, that we tend to, in the absence of this knowledge, we tend to live life the hard way. And I can give you one example. Let's go through one very quick exercise. Why don't you all tell the neighbor who's sitting on your left side that I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Say it. Now, let's do one other thing. Turn to your right and tell your right neighbor, I love you, I care about you. With your heart. Okay. Alright. So, you know what? When I asked you to tell your left neighbor that I don't trust you, you looked at me as if, what are you asking me to do? It was hard, wasn't it? It was hard to turn to your left neighbor and say, I don't trust you, that is, I doubt you. Wasn't it hard? You looked at me as if, my God, I'm doing it, but I really don't want to do it. Right? But when I asked you to turn to your other side and tell your neighbors that I love you, instantly, my God, you didn't give me that look. Instantly, you just did it without any resistance, without any questioning. You just love you. Instantly, you said it. So that tells us how easy it is to tell somebody, I love you. But how hard it is to have those thoughts in your mind that I have doubts about you, that I don't trust you. Yet, what kind of thoughts we always contain in our mind? That I don't trust the world, I don't trust you, and I don't trust you, and I don't trust you. My words may be very different, what I'm saying to others may be carrying the right message of love, but the thought behind my words is not the same. So when my thought behind the word is not the same, then the other person is not getting that loving energy. Why? Because the words that I use are so less in compared to the thoughts that I carry in my brain, right? So our thoughts reach to the people faster than our words. So if we start feeling that divine love, first we experience that love within us and we connect with that love, and then we start using that loving energy to just start trusting everyone and start expressing our love and joy to everyone throughout our interactions. That's easy, isn't it? We just experienced it. It was very easy to say I love you. But what do? We do the hard way. We are always doubting the logic. We are only using the brain and not the heart. Always using the logic. Oh, something must be wrong. Why is she doing that? Always more, isn't it? We use this, it's too good to be true, right? Don't we say that? It's too good to be true. We doubt everything that's good. It's too good to be true. We use this very often. So we tend to, in the absence of this knowledge, we tend to live life the harder way and we gain so little. But when we continuously repeat these yogic techniques, in the beginning it could be like little difficult, especially for the people who come here for the first time. It's like sitting down for that long, oh, it's so hard, what am I up against? But then repetition of the same exercises, similar positive thoughts bring beautiful results. At the end of the session, everybody is like aha feeling, oh, I feel so good. Repetition is the dawn of wisdom. So when we repeat the right knowledge, right exercises, right way of thinking, it brings beautiful results. Think about it. One other beautiful example. When we are in love, how many times we tell the other person, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. We say, we'll buy a card and in the card we'll write 1,000 times, I love you. Same sentence, so repetitive. How much I enjoy writing on the Valentine's Day card. I love you, I love you, I love you, love you, love you, love you, right? And the person who's reading it, when we give it to the person is reading the same line 1,000 times and enjoying every time he or she reads it. Oh my God. It's not redundant. Why? Because something that we like, that interests us, that gives us love, we feel good repeating that. So, exactly the same way, if we can continue to repeat yogic way of living, what happens? That repetition kills the boredom and brings the wisdom, brings the clarity. It creates a beautiful environment all around us and within us to experience that fullness that we carry within. We have it, but we don't know, we're not aware, so we're not connected with it. And when we live with that fullness, life becomes a bundle of joy. So think about it, that we can drink water anytime we want to, but when we are very thirsty, the joy of drinking that water is amazing, isn't it? We eat all the times, but when we are very hungry, then the joy of eating food is unmatchable. And we can take naps all day, but when we are really tired and we had a very productive day, and that night, with tired mind and body, when we sleep, the sleep that we get is remarkable. So what I'm trying to say is, if we have the thirst, if we have the hunger to live a life that is filled with so much joy and so much peace and fullness, true love, if we truly have that hunger, then we always get there. And once we get there, there is no going back. Once we can develop that taste of living life with awareness, then there is no going back. So the purpose of this Wednesday night session is to create that hunger in each one of us, create that kind of deeper thirst in each one of us, so that we desire to lead a life that is different than the other world. It's unique, and what it offers us is what we dream all day. And yes, we can do it, because mind you, that health, happiness, peace is not everything. There are a lot of other things in life too. But everything without health, happiness and peace is meaningless. Let me just repeat that. We should always keep that in mind, that health, happiness and peace is not everything. Not everybody is looking for it all the times. But anything without health, without peaceful mind, without joyful, loving heart is completely meaningless. So, let's experience that joy by going within and visiting our inner self and connect with it. And yoga does that. With the yoga, we massage our mind and we create so much peace and love in every cell of our body, and we start to vibrate healing energies. So these powerful yogic thoughts, we're going to start today's session. So let's go ahead and stand up for yogic stretches.